Here's your wrestling news for January 27th, 2022. And your headlines for today include WWE Hall of Famer teases Royal Rumble match return, WWE is hoping on Inactive superstar to appear this Saturday despite contract expiring next month, Johnny Knoxville makes huge promise ahead of the Royal Rumble, update on plans for Veer Mahaan, when will he arrive on Raw? It's definitely something serious. Roman Reigns says positive test continues to affect him every day. Popular Ring of Honor wrestler makes AEW debut during Beach Break Dynamite. Huge AEW World Title defense announced with Stipulation. Undisputed AEW TNT champion crowned in Hellacious ladder match. NXT 2.0 superstar pays tribute to deceased former superstar on latest episode, and more. We are kicking off today with the 2022 Royal Rumble Premium Live event, which will feature the 5th ever Women's Royal Rumble match. So far, 22 names have been confirmed for the match, and both Ronda Rousey and Asuka are rumored to be returning, and a Hall of Famer may be joining the match this weekend. In an appearance on the Bella Twins podcast, Trish Stratus was asked if she'll be in the Women's Rumble match, and hinted at making an appearance if her role as a judge on Canada's Got Talent gets done in time. Today, Canada have lifted restrictions, meaning it's possible she could make the trip to St. Louis in time for the Royal Rumble. The number 30 entrant in the first Women's Rumble, Stratus has 3 eliminations to her name already and could notch up many more this weekend if she makes a return. Stratus is just the latest name rumored for the Women's Royal Rumble, and another name reportedly being discussed as a possible entrant is Kairi Sane. That's according to Fightful, who say there's been talks about the former NXT Women's Champion, but there's no word on if she's been brought back to the US. Sane has spent the past year living in her native Japan and served as an ambassador for WWE over there, but that work has dried up with WWE closing their Japanese division. WWE has been hoping that Sane will renew her current contract, which is set to expire next month, and will wrestle again, but Sane has made it clear she doesn't want to live in the US, and that with the ongoing situation, repeated traveling between the US and Japan isn't feasible. For what it's worth, Sane's recent social media activity hints that she's still in Japan, though this could be a red herring, and whatever the case, WWE wants the Mae Young Classic winner back in the ring. The Royal Rumble Premium Live event will also feature Johnny Knoxville, who will be competing in the Men's Rumble match, but won't be coming alone. During a promotion for his upcoming movie Jackass Forever, Knoxville told the St. Louis Dispatch that he'll have some cornermen with him this Saturday, adding that he'll have the greatest corner all night. Knoxville didn't specify who he'll be bringing, but it certainly seems like some of his Jackass Forever co-stars may be making the trip to Missouri. In that same interview, Knoxville also called out Pretty Boy Austin Theory and has promised to eliminate Sami Zayn. And with men in his corner, Knoxville will have a distinct advantage when trying to avoid elimination this Saturday. Ever since the draft last October, WWE has been promoting the arrival of Veer Mahaan on Raw, a superstar who is taking his sweet time coming to the Red brand. With months going by with no sign of Veer on Raw, the constant promos have become the subject of ridicule among fans, though some have speculated that this may be all part of a plan for Mahaan to debut this weekend. An impressive showing in the Rumble can be a great way to debut, just look at Damian Priest last year, but it won't happen for Veer, as PW Insider reports that WWE have 0 plans for him at the Rumble. Short of some last-minute emergency, Mahaan won't be making an appearance this Saturday, and despite picking up victories on Main Event, there's still no sign of Veer's arrival on Raw. Now at Day 1, Universal Champion Roman Reigns was set to put his title on the line against Brock Lesnar, but that match never took place. Instead, a positive test by Reigns derailed all plans for the match, and it wouldn't be until January 7th that the Tribal Chief returned to WWE programming. After spending much of 2020 away due to the situation, a positive test for Reigns was the last thing WWE or the Universal Champion wanted to deal with, and he's still dealing with it to this day. Sitting down with Jimmy Traina of the Sports Illustrated Media podcast, Reigns discussed his positive test and said that the long-term effects are something he continues to suffer from. I've noticed that in the past couple of weeks when I really blow myself up on the bike or running, I can feel that tightness and a little bit of wheezing. It's definitely something serious. The only saving grace is that, as Reigns explained, his situation would have been much worse had he not been both vaccinated and boosted, especially since he's an immunocompromised individual due to his past with leukemia. Currently in the longest Universal Championship reign ever, the Tribal Chief has dispatched of the likes of Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Edge, John Cena, and many more to hold on to his title, and it goes to show how serious the situation remains for everyone on the road back to normalcy. On this week's Dynamite, Adam Cole faced Orange Cassidy in a lights-out match, and despite the anything goes stipulation, the match still caught fans off guard. During the main event, Cole went to grab a steel chair, but struggled to pull it from under the ring, and that's because the other side was being held by Danhausen. The Ring of Honor alum struck a pose and opened his eyes wide at Cole, distracting the former NXT champion and allowing Cassidy to get the upper hand. The crowd popped huge for Danhausen, who was made a free agent last December when ROH went on hiatus, and was confirmed to be All Elite Hausen in a post-Dynamite tweet from Tony Khan. At the moment, Danhausen is out with an injury he suffered in October where he broke his leg and hopes to be in action next month, but this injury didn't stop Danhausen from making a huge impression this week, much to the delight of the crowd. Dynamite also saw the continuation of the feud between Hangman Page and Lance Archer, and a massive title match has now been confirmed. During the show, it was announced that Page will put the AEW World title on the line on February 9th, and Archer requested it to be a Texas death match, a stipulation the champion agreed to. Page did seem noticeably concerned after hearing the stipulation, perhaps because he remembers Archer's deathmatch victory last July, where the Murder Hawk Monster defeated Jon Moxley on Night 2 of Fyter Fest. On that night, Page gave Archer a sign of respect after the win over Moxley, but things will be much different between the champion and challenger in 2 weeks' time when the AEW World title is on the line. More from Dynamite as last night's beach break kicked off with a ladder match to determine the undisputed TNT champion, pitting Cody Rhodes against interim champion Sammy Guevara. The match featured several high spots, including a superplex onto a ladder near the start of the match, and Guevara jumping from a ladder to hit a cutter on Rhodes, who was perched on another ladder, but when the dust settled, it was the Spanish God who emerged the one true TNT champion. This is Sammy's second official reign with the title, as his interim reign only happened because Rhodes had tested positive and couldn't appear, and we'll have to see how the undisputed TNT champion fares after this massive win. And we're ending today with Solo Sikoa, who has been making a name for himself ever since he came to NXT 2.0, and this week paid tribute to a deceased WWE superstar. Taking on Boa in a no disqualification Falls Count Anywhere match, Sikoa's face paint was a tribute to Umaga, which was recognized by the WWE on BT Sport Twitter account, which was subsequently retweeted by Sikoa himself. The uncle of Sikoa and the Usos, Umaga was on WWE TV from 2006 to 2009 and became a two-time Intercontinental Champion before his tragic passing in December 2009, aged 36. Sikoa's tribute to his uncle comes shortly after his father Rikishi called for his brother to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and whether that induction happens or not, this was a moving tribute during the latest NXT 2.0. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.